Hello and welcome to the Bed Hoppers podcast. My name is Mr. H.
I'm Mrs. H.
Thank you for joining us this evening. This is our second go at recording.
Thanks to Meg.
Thanks to Megatron, the cat. There was a kitten that is now a cat. And that now
a loud cat.
A loud cat. Basically what she does, gentle listener, is she sits outside the podcast room. But I make it sound very, very posh and like a studio, but it really isn't. It's like a spare room that has junk and boxes and shoes and podcast recording equipment in it.
And us.
And we have to shut the door because Meg is not compatible with sound equipment and or recording.
She just wants to be in and around what we're doing.
But she is a bit like, you know, that Family Guy thing. It's like, Mama, Mum, Mummy, Lois, Mama. Constantly.
She just wants to be around me.
Outside. So we have now dealt with Meg. Don't think that we've buried her in a hole or anything. She's just locked in the kitchen.
I told her to give her dreamies.
I was not giving her dreamies for poor behaviour. Why would I do that?
Because she's just a baby.
She's not just a baby. She is a grown cat.
She's a baby.
But she demands, wherever Mrs. H goes, she follows.
Yeah.
Like a little lost kitten.
She's my shadow.
She is your shadow, which means that if you lock the door for any reason and she can't find you, she howls.
Yeah, she does.
Like she is in immediate pain and in
She's
danger.
in peril.
Well, I don't know.
Absolute peril.
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny peril, but what I can confirm is it does lead to the occasional sleepless night and difficulty in recording the podcast. So anyway, you don't need to know this. This is just nonsense. This is just context of why we're doing this again.
All right, cool.
Just extra stuff that you get from behind the scenes, which is, ironically, one of the topics that we're going to be talking about today. But we'll come to behind the scenes later.
I mean, that will be you, right? Because the other one who does it all.
Well, this may or may not be true.
Just the solo segment.
It is just me talking constantly for the most of the podcast, but that's fine. It's apparently what listeners do not want.
Occasionally chip in.
You do. You add value.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you do.
All
Just
right, cool.
by being here and gracing us with your delightful voice. So the other thing that I want to talk about is we went on an adventure this weekend.
Went to a club, a new club.
Yeah, we haven't been to a new club or indeed any club.
No, for ages.
For absolutely ages. And I think there's been a mix of things that have been going on. There's been, we've been poorly. We've been dealing with the testosterone conundrum.
Yeah.
We've been poor because of Christmas.
Yeah.
And our dog sitter hurt himself. So getting pet care all the things have prevented us from getting out and about. However, when our lovely friends asked if we wanted to go along on Valentine's Day of all days on a Saturday to this particular club, we were like, well, we have tried to get to this club 5-6 times, right?
Yeah, so it's not a new club, it's just new to us.
It's just new to us. So this club is, come on, tell us more about it. What is it?
It's the Bristol Gardens Health Spa.
Now,
in Brighton,
confusingly.
Even though it's called Bristol Gardens.
This is true. And this for us, I mean, we used to work in a business, right? That use those very initials.
BGHS.
Yeah, British Gas Home Services, right? So we are aware of that acronym. And so whenever we see BGHS, which is what people refer to...
I just can't stop calling it British Gas.
So it was like stepping back 20 years and going back in time for us.
But we've been trying to get there for, oh my God, years, I would say.
Years and years and years.
And every time we make some tentative arrangement to go there, something happens, like life or the weather or poorliness or something happens
Also,
that we've just not got there.
I think that the last few times is, because when we tend to, if we're staying in Brighton...
Well, you just go nuts in Brighton.
Well, we do, but we also tend to stay with like delightfully sexy friends who are like, oh, we could play with those people.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic thing to do.
Rather than chuck it a little bit out of the city.
But also, we stay in Hotel Palo Rocco, which I really adore.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, if you don't know Hotel Palo Rocco, look it up. But it is a beautifully, each room, like boutique themed hotel place thing. And it is a delight. So if you've got a sexy room already...
And you've paid for it.
You
might as well stay there.
Might as well stay there. So, and I think that's what's happened a number of times for us, that we haven't actually left the place to go to this spa.
And it's a little bit on the outskirts, isn't it, of Kemp Town, I think, I want to say. It's not like right bang in the middle, walking distance from wherever we've been based.
This is true. And I'll tell you one thing. I do not like driving into Brighton. I'm sorry if you live in Brighton, but it is just... So we live in Southampton on the south coast. It's only, I don't know, like 60 odd miles away. But it's like a 2-hour journey. I don't know.
It's all the roundabouts.
Yeah, there's tons of roundabouts. There's lots of stop-starting, lots of traffic. It is just an irritant. So anyway, we thought, because our lovely sexy friends invited us along for this trip, we thought we'll go along and we'll brave the journey, brave the driving. By we, I mean me.
Yeah, you're a better driver.
You keep saying this.
That's a lovely compliment.
It just means that you just get out of driving a lot, I think.
I mean, in my defence, there was a Pokemon event, and I thought I can't drive and Pokemon.
In my defence, I don't give a fuck about Pokemon.
Well, anyway, be that as it may, you drove because you're amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did some vague Pokemoning on the way.
There we go. Just think all this extra detail that you don't give a shit about, gentle listener. We are providing this to you gratis. These are all the exciting things that you need to hear about.
It's like real life, isn't it?
So we went there for about, 3 o'clock?
Well, that was the aim.
That was the aim.
So that was the aim. We went to Brighton for 3 o'clock. We weren't going to go to Bristol Gardens until about 5:30, because my understanding is that it switches around a bit so that it's couples only from 5:30. Is that right? Is that
so I've got a couple of details that I can share if
I'm correct. So that's why we went at 3, had some lunch, and then went to the place.
So the health spa has a variety of different things that it does throughout the course of the week and during the days and stuff. But on a Saturday from 5:30, it is mixed couples only.
So no guys walking around there.
No guy or no girl couples. It is mixed couples only. Right. They're very, very specific about this. It pops up in the FAQs quite a lot.
Okay.
And what I would recommend actually is if you do think about going there, before I forget, there is a video tour thing.
Yeah.
You can watch this before you go, and that will save you 5 minutes on the day.
Just 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes. But those 5 minutes could be vital. Who knows?
Because if you're new, you'll have to watch it when you're there. Yeah. If you haven't seen it.
And if you're sat there like we don't, so we rocked up in our coats, sat there while everyone else is getting changed around us, watching the videos.
Like complete newbies.
And also trying to listen to the video whilst everyone was chatting. That was, It
was important stuff, though.
Yeah.
Actually, the video is quite useful.
It is useful.
It does tell you a little bit of stuff.
And it gives you a good sense of the place. But when you're trying to do it when everything else is going on and the excitement of being there, then it's a bit more challenging. Yeah. So in terms of cost for a couple, it was 50 quid.
For 2 of us, yeah.
Yep, for 2 of us, which is pretty good. And in that, you get your entry, you get access to all the spa stuff, and you also get a couple of towels.
Yeah, fluffy towels.
Fluffy towels. Very nice towels, which is good.
They make reference to the fluffy towels in the video.
They do. Now, this is a naturist spa. Yeah, right?
It's a spa.
Spa. And the idea is that you're naked.
Yes, although you can wear your towel.
You can wear your towel while you're walking around, but you wouldn't wear your towel.
No. But you can't wear swim costumes.
No. Also, you don't need, as we found out, to take sliders with you. We left and forgot our sliders. And we were like, oh shit, it's a spa. Sliders or sandals, whatever you want to call them, are important.
Flip-flops.
Let's get them. We went back and then we found absolutely that we didn't need them at all.
Well, great big sign when you walk in. Please don't wear any footwear.
We ask you,
absolutely necessary. And I guess that must be for people who absolutely need to wear a covering on their foot for some reason. But so you're like, these are going to stay in our bag.
So let me try and describe the place from memory, okay? Because I think I'm a bit like.
I don't know. I've got a fairly good remembrance of it.
Do you want to go on?
Well.
Do you want to try?
No, I'm going to do it.
All right, you go for it.
Right. So it's a very, very small entrance. I do remember that with like 2 doors, so that it's a bit of a squeeze to get in and out of them if there's a queue.
Yep.
And there was a queue when we got there. Not huge, but enough to make us think, actually, it's really busy. So we were queuing out the door a little bit. And then you get in, very tiny little reception. But they're absolutely lovely. They're really, really welcoming.
Really helpful.
Really helpful. Most people who were in the queue kind of were frequent visitors because they were taking names and going, oh, yeah, we've got you here, kind of thing, and you come. We were absolutely brand new. So, of course, we had a little bit of a lengthier check-in. Dealt with us quite quickly, but then moved us straight into the left where you go in immediately to the changing area.
Yeah.
So we had to sit on a little seat just next to that. Little love bench and watch this little video. And then once we'd watched that, we were given a key. And the key, you get assigned a locker. And you can share a locker between 2 of you. It's plenty big enough. And your towels are inside the locker when you open it. And then the key, you then have to put into a little hole in the bar area. Is that right? For the remainder of the night?
You can't take your key into the sort of sauna section or the hot tubby, whatever you want to call it, the spa area.
Yeah.
But before you get there, there's some sort of chill out, chatting areas and all this good kind of relaxation stuff. But there is a sign that says you cannot take your key any further, and there is like a hole in the bar that you just drop
it into oblivion.
I was slightly like a little bit worried about that.
You can retrieve your key at points even if you need it back.
Yeah.
but you have to leave it there when you're sort of in the spa area.
That bit felt to me, right?
Yeah.
As a kid, did you ever kick your ball over a wall? And you have to get it from next door.
But people did.
Yeah. It's like, excuse me, can I have my ball back, please? Can I have key number 44, please?
And you had to remember your locker to get your key back.
You have to remember the number. Very important.
So as you go through, there's levels, right? Is it 3 levels? I want to say 3.
Thereabouts, I think.
Yeah. So you can go down a level.
Describe the level that we've entered in first. Let's start there. So we've gone past the locker room.
Chill out floor.
Yes.
Where there's a brilliant little cafe there. That sell like soft drinks. I can't remember if they sell wine and beer.
No, there is no alcohol allowed
at all.
in the premises because it is dangerous for saunas.
That is correct. And so we do have lots of nice refreshments. So we had cakes.
Yep.
We do toasties.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice looking toasties. Sort of fairly standard cafe fare, light bites. Cups of tea.
Less gluten-free, though, for you.
Yeah, we had no gluten-free. We had crisps, though.
Yeah, there we do.
Yeah, we did have crisps. Nice cans of soda and things. Water's free, just like water from a little tap thing if you want to like hydrate in between like those spa sessions. And they also do teas and coffees, from what I remember.
So on the way into the bar, on the left-hand side, there was like a little TV area with a big sofa you could just chill out in, which was really nice because it was quite comfy.
Bit cooler than the rest
bit
of the
cooler.
place.
And then as you go through into the sort of, and I'm using the word bar, but it's like a bar kitchen-y kind of thing.
It's a little cafe bit.
Cafe thing. There's lots of little tables around, lots of seats.
Yeah.
Space, I don't know, for like 20 or so people. So it's really nice just to sort of sit there, chat, talk to people, get to know them better.
Yeah.
Outside of the spa environment. So everyone in this place is just wandering around with their towels on.
Yeah, they all have towels, which seems sensible actually because you're sitting on like vinyl leather couches.
Now, I know what you're thinking, gentle listener. You're thinking, if I am wandering around in but a towel and I do not even have my sliders on and I've already given my key away, how on earth do I pay for the goods and services that lay behind that bar? Now, what you need to do is quit your number, your locker number, and they'll charge it to you. So when you leave, they'll give you a bill and you just pay it off.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Quite reasonable.
Very reasonable.
I think something like £3.
Yeah.
Maybe tops, but very, very reasonable. And I don't think they leave without you paying it either.
No.
So that's the little sort of chill out bit where you can pop backwards and forwards and get like a drink of water and a sit down if it gets a bit hot. And then if you go down a level, that takes you to all the kind of water-based stuff, like the wet areas. So as we went along, there's... I don't want to say large, it's not large, but the largest pool in there was like a kind of cooler water little swimming area. Not really big enough to do lengths or anything.
It's like a couple of meters by a few meters, right?
Yeah, just like kind of like bobbing around. But it's definitely cool water, not warm.
Yeah. The idea is that you've been in the various other hot activities and then go in that pool to cool off.
Correct.
Nice.
I think there's maybe 2 or 3 steam rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of saunas.
Yep.
And then there's some like little jacuzzis. And I say little because they are big enough for 2 people.
Yeah.
And they're kind of little alcoved areas that are tucked away along the sides of the wet area.
Yep.
Kind of quite secluded, but also very, very tiny.
And there's a couple of bigger hot tubs. I think a couple. I say at least one.
There was one bigger one that looked like it had about 8 people in it.
Yeah.
But it was full all night.
It was. We didn't
go in
get a chance to get to that. Now, what I will say is this is a health spa. So in the wet areas, there is to be none of that.
No shenanigans.
No shenanigans. No nonsense.
But I mean, you could probably get away with kissing the person you arrived with, maybe, but not in a make-out way.
Well, so I think on their website they suggest it's quite clear that there is to be no shenanigans. Like if you're wrapping your legs around someone, you're probably in the wrong space.
No heavy petting in the pool.
Definitely no dive bombing either.
It's there for spa.
Yes.
Yeah, people are there to get their spa on. They're not there to do anything else in that bit.
So we tried a steam room pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, I like steam rooms.
The space for, I don't know, 12 people in there, maybe?
Yeah, I'd say so. But there's a couple, like 2 or 3 of them.
And it was really nice, very pleasant. I think it's also very quiet. There's no background music playing anywhere.
Oh, no.
In the thing.
It's not like a fancy hotel or anything.
No.
With twinkly lights and soft music. It is just...
a tiled place.
A tiled place.
With steam.
Yes.
Which... it was nice, but I think for me, I was like, okay, I've done this for 10 minutes.
What do I do?
What do I do now? Like when we go on holiday, right? You like to sit in the sun for like 8 hours. Although strangely hate sunbeds. It's a weird conundrum, I appreciate. However, I'm like, what do we do? Can I go in the pool? Can I go this? Can I go on a slide?
You can't
can I go
sit still, can you?
No, I'm like, I can't, because you're not allowed your phone down there. You're not allowed anything.
Well, you wouldn't be able to see it anyway.
Well, I know, but I can't even play music from my phone. Not that would ruin it for everyone. And also what I found while we were in there is that your voices really carry. And echoey. I mean, my voice carries anyway, as you'll know, gentle listener, because I can't shut up for one. But also, it was really, really bassy in that environment.
Everyone can hear what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's fine because our lovely friends, we were sort of having a bit of a conversation about events and some of the people that we've been catching up with, all this kind of stuff. But make no mistake, everyone could hear every word of every conversation that was in there. And I wasn't sure, like, what is the protocol? Is it that we can chat? Is it that everyone sits there in silence? And I think you just got to read the room. So we went into the sauna room?
Oh, the second one, the sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the hot one.
That's the
really hot one.
Really hot, which I like. I like those.
Oh, see, I don't like a sauna as much as a steam room. It's too hot for me.
So I quite liked that. But as we went in, there was another couple there.
Yeah.
Slightly younger couple. And it just became like a really nice chat between the six of us. And we were just joking around. There wasn't any naughtiness going on, but it just felt...
your haircut mainly.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Talking about my haircut, all sorts of things. But it was quite a nice little means to chat.
It was friendly.
Yeah.
Definitely friendly. You could just idly chit-chat with people, but don't expect any hanky-panky.
No hanky or panky.
No.
So
it's a very relaxing bit. I think people genuinely go there to just be quiet and spa and enjoy the facilities and just do nothing, which you don't do so well with.
No, I'm not a do nothing.
Like, what do we do now? Well, we go in another one.
And it's like, can I go in the pool now? Yes, you can go in the pool. Yes, now I'm cold. Now I need to go out and get warm. And there was various showers there and there was facilities downstairs and like toilets and stuff. That was all cool, right? So let's go up the stairs and then up the stairs again. So we've gone up beyond the middle floor now.
It's almost like a big townhousey vibe. It's like really twisty little sort of narrow stairs.
Yeah.
As is customary in Brighton. I think a lot of places are like that, aren't they? And then all the way up to that top floor. So this is the area where you can do some hanky-pankying because they are private restrooms.
Yes.
And I think quite a lot of them are lockable ones. So you go in and you can lock the door behind you and then you can get up to whatever you want in those rooms.
There's some sort of open space, where, like a bed that probably could fit like 20 people on it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Quite big. With like almost like a viewing space. So if you want to do something out in the open, you can do that there. And there were a number of like lockable rooms that all had slightly different themes.
Yeah, varying sizes.
Really cool, actually.
They were really cool.
There was like an alpine themed thing and there was like a mirrored sort of thing.
Yeah, like all panelled wood.
Renaissance-y in there.
Yeah, really, really nicely maintained and very clean, very nice rooms.
Yeah. My only watch out on this one is because people are coming from downstairs having showered or whatever and then going on the beds felt a little bit damp. But you're a bit damp as well. Like,
and you've got
not
towels.
You, but you've got towels.
You've all got towels.
And there were, so whilst there weren't like condoms or anything in there, there were at least like kitchen towel things so you could dry the thing off a little bit or give it a wipe down. So that was there. And the rooms were really comfortable.
They were really, really nice rooms. And there's also a bathroom upstairs.
Yes.
Like a toilet upstairs.
Further upstairs.
Yeah.
There was like a little section with beds and an outside area.
Oh, I didn't go up there.
No.
I think that's when you came down, you said it was busy. I didn't bother going upstairs.
Yeah, basically it was like a relaxation bit. It wasn't like for hanky and panky as far as I can understand.
Outside?
No, there's an outside bit.
Oh, so you can go and smoke and stuff.
Yeah, but there was also like a bunch of like the sort of bed things that people could just chill out on and relax.
So again, all very much focused around relaxing, chilling.
Very
stuff.
much a spa thing. What did you think?
I thought it was a really, really well-maintained, very, very respectable-looking club. You didn't go in there and think, this is sleazy. It was really nice. It predominantly looked like it was there to provide spa facilities for people, but we've kind of hidden away areas if you did want to make the most of being there with other people and wanted to play. You could take yourself off to a private rest area and do that. I liked there was like lists of rules up everywhere on that top floor where the private restrooms were.
The one that said no hanging around whilst we were like hanging around, no chatting. Yeah.
Oops. So lots and lots of very clear signage everywhere explaining what the etiquette was and what the rules were and what they expected of their patrons, that kind of thing, which I thought was really nice. I loved the little cafe bit. I was really impressed that they actually do offer quite a lot of different food. Obviously, none of it was for me, but for everyone else, that did look like there was lots of good refreshments. And I will say that if you're in a spa for quite a few hours, chances are you are going to need to hydrate quite significantly, and so you should.
Yeah.
So it's good that they had an area where you could do that and have a little cake and watch some TV if you wanted. So I thought the club itself was lovely, really friendly people, really, everyone was really respectful, really polite. It was quite busy on the night we went, I thought.
Who'd have thought that Valentine's night would have been a night?
I didn't even think of it when we went there, but maybe it was going to be busy because of Valentine's night. But I think it was reassuringly busy.
Yeah.
Like it was clearly well loved and well used by people.
Oh, what I will also say before I forget, there's no parking there.
Oh, no.
So you have to sort of park in the streets around it.
Yeah.
And just to note, I think they use the app Pay by Phone. So if you've got that, you can do it. And then I think because it's nighttime, if you're going at nighttime, that is, you can pay until the next morning for only a few hours and not worry about it.
But it shuts at 10 p.m. Yes. And from what I gather, they're quite prompt at getting the place emptied by 10 p.m. So around about 9:30, 20 to 10, I noticed that they were starting to clear up a little bit around, mop the floors a bit and making it clear that they were ready for you to get going. But there's hairdryers as well. In the changing bits, and mirrors. It's really well maintained, really well serviced. So I thought it was lovely.
I thought it was really good. I really liked the way they welcomed you in. I thought the rules and all that sort of stuff was really clear. I'm not entirely sure how well it works as this is a really weird thing to say, but a normal swinging club.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't actually describe it as a swinging club.
No, and having been there, I think it is, predominantly a spa. And if you just happen to
fancy a bit of How's Your Father,
then you can. Certainly we found that very, very few people were talking to anybody other than the person that they came with. They
weren't there to hook up and make connections.
No, it really didn't feel like that was the space for it.
Now, that might be a bit different during the times when single guys are there. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess it will be.
That, so.
I also think, maybe not Valentine's Day, because if people are going as a couple, maybe they're doing their couple thing. But I'm not sure that the environment necessarily sort of leads that way.
No.
But equally, we've only been there once, and that was just the vibe that I got from it. And I think it very much felt like people kept to themselves in their whatever it is they were doing. They were either in the pool and talking to each other, or people were sort of sat there stonily silent.
Getting their spa on.
And this went even to the point where I felt a little bit almost awkward talking, because I was like, I don't want to ruin their spa experience just for me to have a conversation and fill a blank silence for me.
No, I get that. And in the actual rooms, the sort of steam room, sauna, etc., I kind of did get the sense that people are there to shut their eyes and just enjoy the facility and not listen to
me.
You. But then that's what the little cafe area is for, and the little TV room's for. Then you could go and have a right good natter there, and no one will mind, because that's what everyone else is doing.
And again, looking at the cafe and stuff, because we were in there a bit, I wasn't seeing people talking to people outside of there.
No.
But I don't know what the circle is, so I may be making a bit of a judgment, but it certainly felt like the evening that we went, there weren't people making lots of connections. Now, there were some people playing, but it, again, not in the cafe, obviously, in the right space.
Over a bit of carrot cake.
Yeah, but I did think that they were playing with the people that they came with, and it was a little bit of exhibitionism going on rather than more interactive stuff. Honestly, I don't know whether that would change on a different day, or I don't know whether the venue kind of sets that tone. I think it would be great to go with people that you already know. I often say this about clubs, though, but particularly this one, because the focus is so much on the spa element. You could be like, hey, let's go with a couple of friends or a bunch of us, and then we can all chill out in the spa, and that's going to be lovely and have a nice time, and then we can all go up to the playrooms if we want. And I think that's probably the better way, from my perception anyway, of experiencing it. But I I honestly couldn't tell you whether it was any different on a different day because I've only been there once.
And that was on the couples bit we went to.
But I thought the facility was well kept. I really liked it. I think if I was in Brighton, I'd be tempted to go again. I don't particularly like, as I've said before, driving into Brighton because it's just a fucking ball ache. But, is it any worse than trying to get to any of the other clubs? Thing is like we can go to VA in the amount of time it takes us to go to there. Or we can go to Swindon and back again in almost the time it takes. So there is that to consider. But as a nice facility that let us relax, let us chat to our friends, all that good stuff, I think it was a good high recommend from me. But I would just go with the caveat that if you're going to hook up with people, like if you're going like, hey, we're as a couple, we're going to go along, we're going to meet someone, we're going to hook up. I don't know if that's going to be your thing. I think you'd almost be better off pre-arranging on
to meet people you want to hook up with.
Like, hey, person I've just met on Swing Hub or Fab or Spicy or whatever, let us meet up in this spa. And then at least, if you don't want to hook up with them, when you actually meet them face to face, you have a nice spa.
Yeah.
So I think that would be my recommend on it. But I really like the space and I really like the staff. I thought they were all really helpful. So overall, pretty good. Good club.
Yeah.
Would go back. Pretty nice experience for us to do something different as well, which is really fun. So that was British Gas Home Services. I mean, Bristol Gardens Health Spa. They didn't repair our boiler, but they did offer some hot water, which was very, very nice.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, that was the main thing they offered, in fact. Warm and hot and also cold water. Now, the other thing I want to mention, right?
Yes.
This is the second bit. We're moving into the second part of the show now.
Seamlessly.
All right. Seamlessly. It was so seamless that I only pointed it out 3 times, which is really good. So what I want to talk about is in March. Do you know what happens?
In March, what happens?
Yeah, what is happening in March?
Oh, God. Is this a memory test I'm supposed to know?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
Many things happen in March.
Okay. In March,
yes,
we have been doing the podcast for 8 years.
Okay. Well, we have many anniversaries of things.
We do. We have so many anniversaries.
Many anniversaries.
Mostly anniversaries of people that have long since gone.
Oh,
just
dear,
saying.
whimsical.
But let us celebrate the good things because the podcast has been
years.
going for 8 years.
That's insane.
It is mad. That is over 220 episodes and over 235 hours of entertainment that we have completed for you.
Or mainly you've completed.
Well,
and I've turned up.
So one of the things I wanted to talk a little bit about is just sort of a bit about behind the scenes of the podcast and also what we're thinking about for the future. Because I think we need to give it a bit of a shake up.
Because it's 8 years now.
It's 8 fucking years, which isn't a short amount of time.
You can't just keep on with the same thing. You need to freshen things up.
Yeah, eventually we also need material. And I think that's also the challenge. Yeah. So when we started doing this thing way back in 8 years ago.
8 years.
Yeah. Math, I don't know when that was. It was like you do it. Like
at some point.
Look at the date at which this comes out and take 8 away from it. And that will probably be right. We started off with a weekly show, right?
Yeah. Was it really weekly?
It was really weekly.
Well, we had a lot to talk about.
Well, we had sort of 2 years of experience under our belts, or thereabouts, before we started recording podcasts. And it was all about, the things that we'd encountered. And the theme song of, like, we fuck things up and we make mistakes was very much sort of on our mind. And it still is. But I think we'd had 2 years of really fucking it up.
Of collective stuff that we had already made mistakes with.
And also some really funny stories, because I think when we started, there wasn't, like, Swing Hub wasn't a thing. There weren't great events around. There weren't, like, couples that could help. There weren't even, as far as I remember, any UK podcasts or TV shows even that you could watch, other than, like, the American stuff like Playboy Swing and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, and there weren't any socials really.
Well, apart from one that we went to, which if you want to hear episode 8, Chundermuff, please feel free to go back. And if you've not heard the original episodes and stuff, or the starting ones, 8 is probably, I think, where the show starts coming together. But I think we did this, and we talked about these fucking it up. We talked about our openness around how we were exploring things and how we were taking these really tentative steps into things. And as we got through it, as we started to produce the show, we actually found more of our tribe and found more people that we really connected with. just at the point where we thought we might not do this anymore, amazing people started coming into our lives, and people from all around the world. And I think as a result, then the show became a little bit about us talking about our friends. And
they featured heavily.
They featured very heavily.
It wasn't always just about them, but
no, but
they did feature a lot because they were there a lot.
And I think this is because it sort of became a thing, because it felt like we'd actually made real progress and real steps in the right direction about the podcast.
And plus we'd finished all the anecdotal context building, I suppose, where we talked about what we previously had done, because at that point we came up to speed with real life. Yeah.
Who'd have thought that doing a weekly podcast would have meant that we'd run out of material rapidly?
Maybe that's where we should have done it like monthly from the get-go. We'd still be talking about stuff 2 years ago.
Maybe, as if we could remember any of that stuff. Well, so maybe. It became a bit about that. And then I think, interestingly, we got some really nice feedback. And people were like, hey, we like the funny voices, we like the songs, we like the interruptions, all this sort of stuff. And then I think we dialed that up. And I think we irritated the shit out of some people for a bit. I think, it's been a journey, right? And I'm trying to tell it as concisely as I can.
Yeah, but things evolve anyway.
They do.
And nothing really stays the same, because we don't stay the same.
No.
And when you think about what we were like as people 8 years ago, I think already we're different people to how we were when we started this. So, of course, our personalities are going to be reflected in the sort of different segments of the show that came and went, and the different ways of storytelling that we had, because we weren't telling previous stories anymore. We were talking about real life experiences as and when they happened.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's hard when people reach out to you and are very complimentary not to dial up the things they say they like. So I think there was definitely, my shitty ego at play. And I was like, oh, people actually like me. Let's lean into that. Hence why we've had thousands of Kermit the Frog's impressions and Star Wars impressions.
This is all you, babe. I can't do Kermit the Frog.
Oh, I know. Can you do?
No, I can't do any impressions. You know this.
You can do Mr. Bean.
Hello. There we go. That's the only one I can do.
That's the one.
And you only know it's Mr. Bean because you prefaced it with, this is Mr. Bean.
Hello. Yeah. So
everyone knows who that is, though.
No, they do now.
When they hear it.
Yeah. That, fortunately, due to the setup of the joke, it's been able to be nailed. So I think that happened. Then, like COVID times, sort of slapped us around.
Another era, exactly.
And then we weren't going out and doing anything because we weren't allowed to. And then the show became a little bit more about talking to people that had opinions or that were experts in subjects or interviews and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. And maybe more educational in a way, because we were relying more, I think, on the things we did know about, but we didn't have to go out and get experiences for.
Yeah. And I think around about the same time, and this, I'm sure, apologies if I'm boring you to death here, gentle listener.
It's context.
It is context. I think I particularly didn't want to just recount our tales of who we did or didn't do of the week.
Mm-hmm. Like a humble brag.
Like a humble brag, because I hate listening to shows where it's just, oh, and then we fucked this person and then we fucked that person and you were railing them and you were doing this. It just feels really crass to me. And I felt that because still at this point we were the only UK podcast, or pretty much the only UK podcast, isn't one or two cropped up at this point in COVID times, I felt a responsibility to the community, and I wanted to represent it in a good way, so that if someone that wasn't part of this community listened to the podcast, they could get something of value. And so for me, it became much more about what have we done wrong? Mm-hmm. What is not going right in our world? Or how we triumphed, and what did we learn about that triumph?
Ah, yes.
As well as talking to other people.
Your He-Man endings, yes.
Yes, in today's episode we learned, and I think that is important because we've recorded entire episodes that have never been released.
Yeah.
Where it just felt like us talking about like the sexy times that we've had, and that's fine. Sexy times can be really inspiring, but I don't ever want the podcast to be a porn show.
Unless I'm reading a chapter of a story.
Yeah, unless it's making you feel uncomfortable by reading a story because for comedic effects. But I think there is a knowing wink between us as we do that. I know that you feel uncomfortable, but I also know that I couldn't ever get you to do anything that you didn't want to do. So there is that. And
well, apparently some people like it, so there you go.
Yeah, some people like that stuff. And there may be, more of that stuff in the future.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we'll see. So then we get into this space of post-COVID times, and we're still continuing to do episodes, but we start running events. Like immediately after COVID times, we run the event and then start talking about the events themselves. Naturally, because that's the next phase in our lives. But the challenge of that is, and I know that we're guilty of doing it, is that when you talk about events, unless you're talking about them behind the scenes, what is the gossip, what is the thing and whatever, how was it put together, how did it feel, all this kind of stuff. Then you just start talking about something that someone else hasn't gone to. Like looking at someone else's holiday photos. It is a bit like looking at someone else's holiday. Here's me skiing. Yeah. Here's me on the beach. Yeah, here's me jumping the shark, quite literally. And I think that we also got dialed into doing that stuff. And I think the events are a really important part of giving back to the community. But as a listener experience, I don't think it's a great thing all the time to be hearing about them. And also, I'm very conscious that promoting stuff all the time on the podcast doesn't lead to a good experience. And I never want this to be about us shilling stuff. No. Particularly shilling stuff in an attempt to make money, because we haven't it was never about that anyway. I think it was more a conduit for us trying to bring people into a community which we already knew would be very welcoming of newer members, maybe, rather than a, hey, come to our event and buy a ticket. It was more, are you new to this? Would you like to meet people who are nice? It was more that, I think. But I think, when you look at it without the lens of knowing what we're doing, I think you can see that, and I do it with other podcasts. If they're promoting things for ages and ages and ages, I get pissed off. Of course. Even though I've not paid a cent or a penny for that podcast. It is a free thing that someone is doing to provide entertainment or education or whatever it might be to you. But I understand that it can get up people's noses, which is why we sort of eased off promoting them so much. And really just doing a little bit at the start or a little bit at the end, and then the rest of it being about actual content rather than, oh, it's going to be a great event that you can go to and all this kind of stuff. Genuinely, our ability to make money off of any of the events is so limited. It is next to nothing. Never done it for the money. And in terms of money that we've earned from the show, eventually, Mrs. H said, well, I think you need to get some support for doing the podcast, and it would be good for you to have some recognition. Yeah. So we set up a Patreon, and honestly, that Patreon has never made more than like £200 a month. No, it's just more for your appreciation of a content creator, I think. And I was dead against it in the beginning because I've always disliked that kind of vibe. But at the end of the day, I do understand that people out there do like to support content creators, just in the same way as we might follow an artist that you like who paints figures or does art or makes something. Why wouldn't you want to have the opportunity to support someone if you wanted to? But ultimately, the podcast can be listened to free. Yeah. If you don't want to be a patron, then, and I kind of see it that this is free. Yeah. To listen to. And I think with the patron stuff, I mean, we've done some 1 or 2 patron episodes or bonus extras, and they get to listen to the podcast early. They get to be part of the Discord community. Some nice little bonuses that we can throw back, and which I think is really important to me to do that. And also the funding that we get goes either into the events to buy things like badges or pays for equipment or hosting, because again, all of this stuff costs money. And, just like for example, so I edit on a combination of Adobe products. Even that's like 50 quid a month. You look horrified at that. You probably didn't know it. I know. I think I knew. Yeah. But actually, that all stacks up. It costs money to produce what you do. Yeah. And the earning capacity, it's not something that I can pursue as a full-time career because I have an actual career. And I don't think I'd want to get to the point where I hate doing it just for money. It feels like this is our means of giving back to a community that has over the years given us some of the best friends we've had in our lives. It's given us the best support that we've ever had and given us so much love. And I think for me, it's about, representing that and helping new people who might want to get in to join, people that might be struggling to go, oh yeah, we fucked this up royally. We did something very similar. This is how we got out of it, or this is what happened to us. Listen to that. And if that helps you plot your way through whatever disaster you're navigating, I hope that's helped. And also, there's a bit of like wanting to entertain and talk about things and build that community.
And plus, podcasts exist because people feel passionate about something they want to talk about.
Yeah.
So people can listen and enjoy that, right?
Yeah. So I guess the flip side to that is that it comes at an actual cost.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there's a yearly platform charge as well, isn't there?
I think, we've talked about the financial cost of that. I think, we've kind of mentioned that in just the last few minutes, but I think there is a cost to us and a cost to me in producing it because it takes a lot of time. I mean, if we take just an interview, or not an interview, let's take this episode, right?
Okay.
So we'll probably record for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'll edit it into something that is reasonable, right?
Yeah.
That editing process will probably take a couple of hours to do. By the time I've tweaked it, by the time I've got it down, by the time I've put some music on the front, got it ready, and then sent it out, that's probably a couple of hours. Or say send it out, but actually that's just getting it to that space. We then share it with patrons, which in itself is like a 5-minute job. I write a little bit of a bloggy thing that goes with it or a bit of blurb, and they get early access to the episode. But then I've got to design the cover that goes with the podcast episode. And then I've got to do all the stuff to publish it and write the notes that go with that show. So by the time you've finished doing all of those things, you're probably talking about, 6 or 7 hours worth of looking, planning, recording, editing. And that's if it goes really well. If it's an episode where we talk to more than each other, then the editing time goes up. And if it's 4 people, then it goes up exponentially.
Herding cats.
Yeah. And if it is, for example, I don't know, let's just say, and wait for him to listen to this, secret stag who likes to lean into the microphone and lean away from the microphone, then that requires more salvaging of audio stuff. Yeah. Secret Vixen is a darling on the microphone, by the way. I should just put that out there. And clearly far superior when it comes to the two of them on the mic.
She probably will never listen to this.
No, I know. But I'm putting it there just as a finely keepsake that may well be revealed by them at some point or other. So, all of that takes time and is a cost to what I do because I work for a living, I work a full-time job, and this has to happen either in between my work or when I'm like at home on my own time. And then there's the other cost, which I struggle with. I'm going to be honest. When you look out there, for every nice message that you get about the podcast, and we do get nice emails, people can contact us on the site. They can contact us on all of the various sort of dating platforms, all this kind of stuff. As nice as those are, out in the world, there's also a lot of negative feedback. And I take the negative stuff so personally. And, if you ask ChatGTP, what are the reviews of the Bedhoppers podcast?
Oh, my God, you can do that?
You can do that. And it's like, generally really positive, but many people find the male co-host to be polarizing.
That's
I think
you, right?
Yes, that is me. And that is the nicest way that it puts it.
This isn't on the dark web or anything. This is actually genuinely
just out genuinely there. Out there. And you can check all our reviews out there. You need to look up Bedhoppers podcast review. And sometimes they're really wonderful and really like heartwarming. And, I must balance this out because people write in and say that we've changed their relationship. We've helped make things better for them. We've helped them out of tricky situations. But then you go occasionally on things like Reddit and it is like Mr. H is a cunt.
See, I don't go on Reddit.
No, I know you don't go on Reddit.
It's a dark place.
Or you go on fab forums and there's stuff about us on there.
Again, so steer clear of that.
But the problem is, I think, is if you believe the good stuff, then it's hard not to believe the less than positive stuff. Now, I genuinely believe, as we have talked about many, many times, Mrs. H, that feedback is a gift. The problem is that it's the way in which that feedback is presented.
True.
And I found myself over particularly last year, really struggling with some of the negativity that comes from doing this. It's really impacted me. And I think, I get that everyone is entitled to an opinion, right? And I get that none of these people, probably, actually, some of them may do, I don't know who the fuck I am. They don't know me from anyone. But they listen to the show and they don't like me. And that gets to me. And that really upsets me. It'll occupy my brain when I go to sleep. It'll occupy my work calls during the day. And And so it all feels like a cost of the show. Now, I know that I shouldn't give a fuck about what some people say. I know I need to take the feedback appropriately and deal with it in a good way, or deal with it in an honest way. But I struggle with that because I've always been a carrot person, right? I am motivated by the good stuff. The bad stuff terrifies me. Like if my manager says to me, can we just have a conversation? I am like, what have I done? Why am I being sacked?
You instantly assume it's bad.
Yeah, I do. Even though my performance is exemplary, even though I'm fucking good at my job, I still, that is where my mind goes because that's just how I see things.
You're just hardwired that way, right?
I am. And I find it very, very difficult to let go of that stuff. And I also over-reflect. As we know, particularly from the early days, I overplan, over-reflect
things.
Like I've said before, I still resent and will think about lending someone a toy when I was 4. I still, actually, it must have been when I was 7 because it was a Transformer.
Still haven't
let it go. But I still have that fucking toy that I got back. But I had to, and this was like an awful, stupid thing. And it's rubbish. It doesn't mean anything. But I still resent and worry about that. About me being an idiot. You wear your heart on
your sleeve, though, don't you?
Well, I do. Hence why I've spent, 20 minutes talking about my heart on a sleeve and in terms of where we're at with the podcast. And I'll be honest, every now and then I go, fuck this. We're burning it all to the ground. Let's destroy it all. Let's
scorched earth.
Let's let's have the DEFCON 1 nuclear option and remove it all.
But then this is based on, and you don't even know how many things this is based on because you don't know how many people out there share that view that you're shit.
I think
it could just be the same handful of people for all we know. It could be, 100. But I do know that there's a lot of people out there who appreciate what you do.
Thank you. I absolutely understand that. And I think part of that scorched earth process is that for a large chunk of the podcast, as we've discussed, it is just me. And I love doing this with you. I love recording with you and I love the conversations. But 90% of the time, that is your contribution to it.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm completely honest about that. I know you do all of the stuff and I just turn up and have a conversation. And
I think when you look at the wider aspects of what we do, so, replying to the emails, unless they say, I want to be poker friends on Mrs. H or Pokemon Go friends. By the way, send your Pokemon Go codes to us. That'd be great.
Keep doing that.
But unless it is that, or it is a specific question where they have mentioned it to you, and even then I have to point it out to you about, like menopause or something, then generally you don't answer the messages and you don't go on the sites. So I am driving not only the bedhopper stuff and the messaging and the publishing and the editing, but also us on the sites and not organising the things, but going, hey, we should go to this thing, or hey, these people have messaged and said this. Yeah. Would you like to meet them? And that is why I get to the point where I'm like, I get tired and I'm like, I don't have the energy to do that all the time. I'm getting old now. This is terrifying. I'm not that old, but you know what I mean. And I think occasionally it does get to me, as for as nice and as wonderful as all the good stuff that we get out of this whole experience and the bedhopper stuff and the wonderful messages and all that stuff.
And all the friends.
All of that, I still get tired because it's a lot of work. And I'm not looking for, honestly, gentle listener, I'm not looking for your sympathy. I am merely talking through this whole thing because I think it's important to share it, but also because with 8 years of the podcast coming up, we need to shake it up a bit. We need to do something a bit different, because what I don't want to do is resent producing the podcast.
No, I agree.
And I don't want to get to the point where we're just churning something out. I want it to be something that helps people, that helps us, because it's important that we talk and it's an important part of our lives, without me breaking my back to do it.
Yeah.
But also I want to inject some life into it and make it fun and make it something that we can be more proud of. I'm very conscious that sometimes we get to like a Wednesday or a Thursday, and bear in mind, it normally goes out on a Sunday, depending on how things go, but we normally share it with patrons on a Friday.
Yeah.
Like Thursday night, we're like, oh, fuck, we've got to record the podcast. What are we going to do it about? Onto the Discord. Anyone got any ideas? Like, what have we been doing lately? What is the thing? And sometimes it's a case of, oh, we want to interview some people. Now, I love interviewing people, but I'm also conscious that it is an easy win when it comes to content.
It can be if they're people that we know already.
But the thing is, if we do it and there's only like 2-3 days to go before the podcast is due to be released, then I run around like an idiot trying to edit it in time and make sure that these people that we've interviewed, often our friends, sound the best possible version of themselves.
Yeah.
So that can be incredibly draining. So I guess where I'm coming to, like, I don't want to stop the podcast, all right? That may be a relief to you, gentle listener. That may be like, oh, fuck, I was really hoping that I wasn't going to listen to this dickhead again.
I think Fred in Sussex is there, like, sharpening his quill.
Yeah.
Going to get right on Reddit after this.
Send me a postcard, drop me a line.
Or, send all your feedback to me.
No.
Go on.
No, because...
Go on.
Right. No.
I'll deal with it.
The reason it doesn't work if people send you the feedback is that you don't read the fucking messages in the first place.
Well, problem solved.
Yes, but then I see them and I see that they've not been answered and they just sit there. And I'm like, this is not good service.
No, I mean all the nasty feedback.
Yeah, I know, but I still have to see it and I still have to deal with it.
I'll shield you like Batfink. My wings will be like a shield of steel.
I am not karate. I think there is something in we are now starting to look at the show and what we do with it and starting to give it a bit of an overhaul, I think. Yes. I think it's become a little, not listless, but it has kind of lurched from bit to bit where we haven't been giving it the attention that it really deserves to be as good as it should be. And I think March gives us an opportunity with the 8-year thing to kind of not do a reset, but maybe
a spring clean,
a bit of a reboot.
There you go. That's what you're doing, March.
Maybe get one of the old actors in to just be part of it and then pass the baton on to the next generation. Yeah, I don't know. Like how they do in sci-fi shows. It's like, there we go. This is a spin-off, or this is a reboot. There we go. So, and I think that's kind of where my head is at with the podcast. I think I would like to get experts in and talk to experts. I would like to bring back things like Just the Tip, make that fun. That was good. But also like answer new people's questions.
Yeah.
And I think, as much as it is wonderful to talk about our updates, I don't think they should ever truly be the entirety of the show unless there's something really like not mega, but something that is really important to hear or that we want to share or that has made a difference or that we've really fucked up.
Yeah, sure. I get that.
And I think that there is and also we need to fucking plan the thing.
Okay.
We can't keep doing the Thursday night turnaround because
So we'll do a 20-minute segment on Muppet impressions then from you.
Yeah, great. That'll be great. Then we'll talk about our events for an hour.
And then 10 minutes of Star Wars impressions.
Yeah.
Excellent. There you go. That'll piss off Bob in Essex, won't it?
Probably.
This is
when
you.
900 years you are. Look as good you are not.
Get him out your system.
Yeah, exactly. That'll do for now. But I think there is something about sharpening it up, making it into something a bit different because it has lasted this long, but I think it needs to evolve. And it's time to specifically draw a line in the sand and kind of be a bit, let's do something a bit different with it and evolve it a bit, like a Pokemon or something. I don't know.
Oh my God!
Make it a shiny one. There we go.
You're finally going to let me just have a Pokemon show.
I mean, have you ever just read out your friend code on air?
No.
Have you tried? Like, would that work? Is that a thing that you could do?
Maybe. Yes, maybe.
Oh, okay, well, that's fun. Interesting. Okay, there we go.
If anyone's really, bothered about
getting to super friend status before you jettison them.
You know what? Actually, there is a whole slog going on at the moment because they brought out, not that you're interested, Forever Friends.
Yes, I heard you talking to Secret Stag about this the other day.
Yes, because it only ever capped at best friend status. Now they've unlocked up to level 80.
Well, I tell you what, if they didn't care about the fucking me draining on about the podcast, they're not going to fucking care about Pokemon Go.
But now we've unlocked level 80. Then obviously they've had to... Again, they've rebooted bits of the game to make it more interesting because they have to keep evolving it. They have to keep making it better. So we brought in the Forever Friends bit.
Well, there we go. So with all of this in mind, and thank you if you've listened to all of this and you've not quit. Well done. Well done for me sort of chucking all this out there. I would like to hear what because you're our listeners. What do you want from the show? What would you like to hear about? Do you want us to break it up into segments? Could we go monthly? Could we do it different every 3 weeks maybe? Can we twist it around? Do you like the mad AI intros? I know some people hate them and want to return to me singing. I don't blame them. Some people hate me singing.
I don't like them, but it's your creative little influence.
Some people want to return to the Monty Python intro.
Oh my God, do they?
No one's ever said that. Just one
person?
No one has ever. I think one person recognised that it was Monty Python and then just.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But what I quite like about the AI intros is that occasionally there'll be a type of song that one listener will like.
Just the one.
But like, for example, there is a chap on our Discord that likes sort of ska songs, very similar to myself. And he was like, this is the best one, but yeah, this is amazing. And I'm like, well, that's what I really wanted. That was
if it helps that one listener.
Yeah, but for everyone else, I think they just fast forward past the 45 seconds or whatever. But I think they probably did that with me singing. So maybe I should just remaster
just cut all the music out and just like, hello.
I'll get Peter Jackson to remaster my song like he did with the Beatles stuff. I'm sure I'm on the same level as the Beatles, probably.
Probably,
yeah, no problem.
Or get Morgan Freeman to narrate.
Yeah, we could do that. I can voice change everything into Morgan Freeman.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That sounds like no.
That sounds ungodly.
Deep fake, I don't like that.
Or what we do is I just write the podcast and then get like captured voices to automatically do it. So we don't have to record anything anymore. We just chuck a script in there.
Again, I don't understand any of that.
No, I know you don't.
It sounds like dark web.
It's not stuff. Dark web. It's just AI.
Yeah.
It's just a tool to help us, probably. It's not going to take over the world like Skynet. Anyway, on that note, so if you've got anything that you'd like us to do, like us to hear...
do.
Well, we could do like a regular story that you read at the end, like we did last time.
Oh my Christ!
Yeah, that was popular. That was.
Do you know what it was?
Yeah,
I can only assume people either find me incredibly sexy or they just like the fact that I'm deeply uncomfortable.
Both.
Or both.
They might like my writing. I mean, there is that possibility.
They'll never tell you, though.
Well, never.
Inflate your ego further.
No one wants to do that. Christ, it's big enough as it is. Anyways, yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know what you'd like to hear.
Yes.
If you've got ideas, if you've got guest ideas, if you've got people that would like to come on the show, that would be great. Talk to us. We'd love that. That would be marvellous.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, and I know I said I'm not shilling too much, details, look out for opening night.
Yes. And this isn't like a promotion. This is just letting you know we're going to have a party.
Yeah.
Think of it that way.
Yeah.
Just a party.
Just a party. Well, we've teamed up, as we said last week or last time, with a few other friends.
Yeah.
And we called ourselves the Seven Sinners because there are 7 of us. Yes, we are inventive. That took 6 weeks to get right. Not 7.
But we have teamed up with,
other people.
Other people this time so that we can share the love a bit and have folks from all over the place.
And so I don't have to shill so many tickets. It's good. I can just sell like a small number of them and my work here is done, probably.
But
That's
this
how it
is
works.
in Bristol.
In Bristol.
And it's on the 20th of June.
Yeah, so if you're on our Patreon, you'll get early access to that.
Yes.
You may already have access to that. If you're on our Discord, even better, you'll get access to that pretty early as well. And then after that, it's a free-for-all. So, but if you are interested, reach out. We'll see what we can do. Other than that, Mrs. H, do your thing.
Well, thank you for hopping into our bed.